Hey everyone, my name is Matt Saka, and today I will be discussing the ways in which production design, use of color, and musical score influence the contemporary nonlinear story of Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Eternal Sunshine centers around Joel, an introverted man who discovers that his ex-girlfriend Clementine had him removed from her memory, so he spitefully seeks to have the same procedure performed on himself without realizing the irreparable ramifications that such a procedure could have on his emotional state and mentality. According to Wikipedia, nonlinear narrative is a technique where events are portrayed out of chronological order, or in other ways where the narrative does not follow the direct causality pattern of the events featured. Nonlinear narrative frequently exhibits parallel distinctive plot lines and dream immersions, and it is often used to mimic the structure and recall of human memory, which fits seamlessly into Eternal Sunshine's cinematic wheelhouse since the central plot and conflict all revolve around human memory. The film excels in combining grounded characters with a whimsical musical score, vibrant color palette, and awe-inspiring production design to create a perfect harmony between the realistic and the surreal, much like these elephants walking through a parade on a street as if it's an everyday occurrence. Over the course of their rocky relationship, Joel and Clementine have become jaded lovers, and the equal mix of red, beige, and blue in this sequence of shots also conveys the equal feelings of love, joy, and sadness that these characters are experiencing as a result of their tumultuous relationship. This next scene, taking place entirely in a library, allows the production design to seamlessly blend the surreal and the mundane once again. In this sequence, the primary colors used are once again red, blue, and beige, as illustrated by Clementine's hair and the various bindings of the books in the background. Look closer though, and you'll see the covers of the books begin to slowly fade away, as a post-classical manifestation of Joel's memory gradually being erased piece by piece. Classical film scores consist of pieces of music designed to make the audience feel a specific way about what they're watching unfold on screen. Post-classical film scores, however, have the unique distinction of being open to interpretation, of being applicable to many different emotional scenarios. Take the piece of music playing right now, for example. I used it to convey sadness and regret on the character's behalf, but that's not necessarily the way it needs to be done. The following scene implements the song you've just heard as a much more romantic form of expression.
Wish me a happy Valentine's Day when you call. That'd be nice.
The same piece of music used to convey sadness and remorse in the library scene is used here to convey happiness and contentment, as Joel has finally scored Clementine's phone number. The beige walls and brown pieces of furniture around Joel's apartment further reinforce the notion that he's completely serene right now in his accomplishments. In fact, the only sign of apprehension points to his green sweater, since on Plutchik's Wheel of Emotions, green can represent terror, fear, or apprehension. Soon though, as this call goes through and Clementine picks up, that nervousness quickly fades.
What took you so long?
I just walked in.
You miss me?
Oddly enough, I do.
You said I do. I guess that means we're married.
I guess so.
Tomorrow night? Honeymoon on ice?
For a moment that captures the wide-eyed amazement and bittersweet nostalgia of being a child, and pairs that with the struggle of growing up, look no further than the following scene, which once again blends astonishing production design and a whimsical musical score to create something truly unforgettable.
Joel, the eraser guys are coming here, so what if you take me somewhere else? Somewhere where I don't belong, and we hide there till morning?
Pay particular attention to the film's upcoming use of a nursery rhyme within its musical score, an odd but endearing hybrid of a song that never would have occurred in classical cinema.
It's very sweet, but try, okay?
Okay. Row your boat gently down the stream.
Merrily, 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 like
Dream.
it's working.
The image of young Joel's blue bicycle, which carries over from his childhood memory into his adult world, is a reflection of the aforementioned sensations of nostalgia and wonder that both versions of Joel are experiencing at the same time. This nostalgia and wonder is expressed both visually and aurally in this scene, through the scene's blue hue, and the repeated motif of row, row, row your boat playing in the background in accordance with the film's score.
Where'd you go? I'm supposed to come too!
Director Michel Gondry cleverly complements Eternal Sunshine's unique production design with some comedically inspired visual effects, such as magically shrinking Jim Carrey down to the size of a child. Most of these effects were accomplished in camera using forced perspective techniques and did not rely on the use of computer-generated imagery in any way. Gondry's imaginative use of practical and digital effects adds to the quirky, temperamental nature of the film's tone, a visionary balancing act exclusive to contemporary films.
Clem, let me drive you home.
Get out of my face, faggot!
Still, Gondry wisely chooses to never let his effects overwhelm any scene, instead letting them appear in the background and complement the set organically as part of his nonlinear storytelling, all of which is devoted to the film's overarching themes of regret, forgiveness, and acceptance.
I wish you'd stayed.
I wish I'd stayed too. Now I wish I'd stayed. I wish I'd done a lot of things. I wish I had stayed.
Come back and make up a goodbye at least. Let's pretend we had one.
All of this is to say that nothing in Eternal Sunshine is done without purpose. Every color, musical cue, elaborate set, and special effect work together to form a bizarrely nonlinear, yet completely cohesive achievement in contemporary storytelling, one that we hope never fades from memory.